Hi, this screencast is about a new feature I've added to the Webform module for Drupal 8 called How Can We Help You? First off, I'd like to say hello. My name is Jake Rockwitz. I'm known as Jay Rockwitz on the web. I'm a Drupal developer and software architect. I built and maintain the Webform module for Drupal 8. Well, let's start off with the question, how can we help you? Well, the background here is this concept is, Webform is one of the first modules a new member of the Drupal community installs that provides user experience. So the Webform module is very popular. This is one of the first modules people install because it's a form building tool and they might be looking at this capability for a project or just want to experiment with different modules that are in the top 20 list of modules. I think it's important to acknowledge that and to try to create a really positive user experience when they install this module. And I think the key thing I'm looking to do is say hello. I think it's really important in the Drupal community to say hi. It makes all the world of difference. And people come for the code, they're installing the module, but we want them to stay for the community. And so the goals of this feature, and I'm going to show it to you in a second, is to welcome new users, help them get started, encourage them to join the Drupal Association. A little note about the Drupal Association is that's the key thing in our community to improve things. They're responsible for the Drupal.org. They're responsible for diversity. The Drupal Association is who's going to sponsor events to get more people involved. So we want to make people aware of that and encourage them to join. We also I want to make it easier for them to create issues and get involved in the Webform module. And also, if we make it easier and create a pathway that they can, we can also improve the quality of the issues that they're creating. And that's something I want to experiment on as I move on. And show them the documentation, make them feel like they can learn and they can figure things out. So to kind of break it down to concepts versus the goals is, yes, make them feel welcome, show them the community, encourage them to support the community. And that kind of follows through to show them the module and encourage them to support the module. And this pattern I'm experimenting with is not just for the Webform module. And in a lot of ways, when I'm talking about show them the community, I'm not sure the Webform module should be doing it. I'm doing it as an experiment, but maybe that's something that Core needs to do. So let me show you what I did. Well, basically, this is a clean install, and I've just installed the module, and I have set up these messages, these inline dismissible messages, and this message, the congratulations, you've successfully installed the Webform module, has already been there, and you can dismiss it and just help someone get started and makes them feel welcomed. And then we have the How Can We Help You menu, and I'm going to open it and show you all the features. So there's Join the Drupal Community. It's just to get people to register and start their account. I think it's going to flip over to my account. Furthermore, yep, it did. And then you have Support the Drupal Association. Just getting them familiar with it. I don't even need to show you these pages. People are familiar. Read the Webform documentation. This report a bug or issue has an interesting feature that I do want to show you where, because it's generating from their installation, I'm able to pull metadata out of their status report. And this is some really, really useful data for me. The Drupal version, the PHP version, I'm kind of tempted to pull some field information. This is very experimental, but I'm also populating this with some interesting notes to try to experiment with, and I think I'm going to keep pushing this. Certain fields can be pre-populated on Drupal.org and certain fields can't, but there's just a huge opportunity, maybe even to add a screencast or a guide on how to create a good issue. And finally, I have requested feature and then additional support to just read up on other support options. And then there's going back to the How Can We Help You? You click on it and it takes this information a step further, and I can close this little dialog up here, and it gives you an introduction, and I'm trying to welcome people, and this to me, this screenshot from DrupalCon Baltimore is welcoming. It shows that there's a community behind this software. It's not, I hate to say, like black and white and gray and simple. And then you scroll down and it's got a very good quote from Dries about the community, and then it just walks you through, are you new to Drupal? Getting started, join, and then I'm including a video of the Drupal Association. So it's starting to make people understand there's more to Drupal than just software, which is totally the truth. And then I start going to the Webform module. And I've took this experience here, and I'm very happy to bring it into my help section because it was really boring. And you click on help, and this I think is a really boring page, the default help page. It needs some love. I took the information and put it here, and it just gets started. I'm using an accordion widget to help make it collapsible, and it just gives someone a starting point. And I also want to emphasize for people who might not want this feature, and I totally understand some people do white label Drupal installations and distributions, is you can turn it off. There's a checkbox, disable the How Can You Help menu um, in the admin section of the Webform module. So moving forward, well, what's next with this? It's an experiment. I want to emphasize that. It's like I need to get feedback. I want people's opinions, additional editorial review. It would be nice to start tracking these links. I don't want to push that just yet, but the Drupal Association, if they handed me some Google tracking codes, I would put them into the links. It would just help to know if this is working, if people are using it. The issue integration, I think, is really interesting and fascinating because if I can make it a better experience for someone to create an issue that saves me time reviewing their issue requests, that can make a huge difference. And yes, I want to start promoting the Webform module a little bit more in there and maybe put in some screencasts in that How to Help section. And I think I'm also getting to, and there's going to be a blog post about this, is look for other opportunities to onboard new members of the community. And I did an experiment where I took a person who just posted a new issue in the Webform queue, their first issue, they literally registered to post this issue, and I tweeted it out. And I responded to the issue, and I was really surprised to see how many people retweeted it and liked this approach. And I might keep experimenting with it. And this is a crazy concept, but we have all these experimental modules, but let's experiment with a welcome module that provides welcome messages and helps users get started with the Drupal community. I almost want to give the Drupal Association this power to create that experience where it's not promoting just the software, it's promoting the community. Of course, if it's a module, you can turn it off, but there's that first moment someone installs Drupal. And I think it's a make or break moment. It's like, why intimidate them with this black and white gray screen that doesn't really welcome them? And I think people come for the software. I don't necessarily feel like people go to the Webform project page and start reading my documentation. They install Drupal, they install the module, and that's where they get started. And to promote myself, which is kind of what this is coming from, because I want to kind of bring the Drupal community along on this journey, is, how can I help you with Webforms in Drupal 8? Well, I'm available for training and support. We can contribute features of the Webform module and work together to build a new feature, and I can just help you succeed with any project related to Drupal 8. Feel free to contact me, jrockwitz.com, and thanks for your time.